Hi guys, welcome back to Desi Bites. Today we're making something delicious, Gajar ka halwa. Comes out super creamy, super delicious. It's sweet but not overbearing, and it has a really great consistency. So what I'm going to use today is ghee. So this is Desi ghee, ricotta cheese, and I have koya. So basically, these two you can substitute for each other. So if you don't have ricotta, you can use koya. If you don't have koya, you can use ricotta. But I have both, and I'm going to use both. And I have found that when I use both, I get the exact right flavor and consistency that I want. This is kind of sweet. It's not majorly sweet. It's called mava or koya. If you don't have it, again, get the ricotta cheese. I use it right from the can because I'm not using a lot, and I'm actually leaning on the koya for taste. This is just for consistency. Heavy cream, milk. I have 2 bags of shredded carrots here that I just got from the local store. I have almonds, pistachio, elaichi powder, and I have my little, this is just for me to chop up my nuts, and we're gonna put this all together. So I got a small pot here. It's a medium size. Now, it's a lot of carrots that are going in here, but again, they're gonna dwindle down into almost nothing. You know how they're gonna become halwa. So let me put those in and I'll show you the next step. Oh, and sorry, one more thing, sugar. Like a very important ingredient is sugar, okay? Okay guys, so once we've added all the carrots in here, this is just the carrots, nothing else has gone in yet. And the fire is on medium. I keep it on medium the whole time. I don't like to really raise it too much because, just so nothing burns. These things, I feel like they burn so easily. About the ricotta cheese and the koya, I like to use both. And I think if you can, order those ingredients and use both of them. Just for that perfect gajar ka halwa creamy taste. You, of course, like I said, can substitute and only use one. But if it's possible, try to use both. Okay. Carrots have gone in. I'm putting in 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of whole milk. And then we're going to add into this a 1/2 cup of cream. And now this part of the process is just to sweeten those carrots and to cook them in the milk and the heavy cream. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. So now the milk's in there. The sugar is in there, and the heavy cream is in there, and we're gonna leave this to now cook. So the first part of this process is to cook your carrots down in the sugar, the milk, and the heavy cream. And we need to let this actually take its time. So we're gonna give it 40 minutes. I'm gonna cover this. This will cook the carrots down and will make the carrots super sweet. The sugar is gonna dissolve. The sugar is gonna release its water. And then the milk is going to evaporate, and the heavy cream is going to evaporate, and all of this yumminess is going to be absorbed by these carrots, okay? So I'm going to leave this on a medium heat, and number 3 for me on my chula. And I'm going to just turn this, cover this, and turn it on 3 and leave it for about 35 to 40 minutes. Come back in between, maybe after 15 minutes, and just give it a nice swirl. You don't want to touch it too much. You just want it to cook in this milk and heavy cream and sugar. Okay, so we'll be back in 40 minutes. Guys, 2 tricks really quick. I keep koya in the freezer. So right now I have it on the stove top right next to the carrots so that it will, kind of defrost. Even if it doesn't defrost, I can still slice it. But just to give it a softer, give me some softer koya to work with, I put it near the hot stove. And I took my 3 tablespoons full of ricotta cheese and I put them out on tissue paper so that whatever water it does have, it'll just dry that up. It'll soak that up just to make it super dry. And you don't have to do this step, but I like doing it. I like that it dries up the ricotta and I just tap it down. It's only been like 10-15 minutes, but I've only opened it once and now I'm opening it again. It's coming to a boil and you just let it cook for, 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. You come back and check on it again in a little while, but I'm just leaving it here to cook those carrots down in that milk, heavy cream, and sugar, okay? This is where the carrots are taking on the taste of the sugar, so you really want them to cook in there and break up. Okay, we're gonna come back maybe in another 20 minutes. I'm just like checking on it, but really I leave this on for about 40 to 45 minutes, just cooking in those 3 ingredients. Guys, I'm back at about like 22 minutes, 23 minutes. You see the carrots have cooked down. Still not complete. We need another 20-30 minutes. They have to become like mush, like halwa, but they're super soft. So I'm just gonna go in there and just break them up a little, give it some help. I know it's like super Okay, and it smells so delicious. I don't know if it's just the carrots and the sugar, whatever it is, you can tell right away that you're making some mita at home, you know. And just going to use my little spoon here just to help it along. I'm not really doing much, I'm just kind of banging on the carrots. And then as you can see, the milk is evaporating slowly. It's a slow process because I've kept it on slow. I don't keep it on high. If I could stand here the whole time, I would keep it on high and keep boiling it super fast and, like, you know, boil over and over. But I keep walking away from it, and I'm homeschooling, and so there's a lot going on. So it is just going to cook down slowly for me. About 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll come check on it every 15 minutes because I don't want it to burn. I don't want to ignore it. I just, you know, I have to keep checking on it because it makes me nervous. Sweets are so easy to burn like this because next thing you know, it's all evaporated and you're burning your carrots. So I will keep checking up on these. This has been like 22 minutes. Looks good. Cover it back up and keep it cooking. Hi guys, it's 2 o'clock. I started at 1:10, so it's about 50 minutes. Just want to show you how much the milk has evaporated. So it's become half the quantity. Really chopped up all the, can you see anything? Probably not. Chopped up all the carrots down. It's made it a very nice mushy consistency. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cover it and keep cooking. I want all this milk to evaporate. Okay guys, it's 2:10. I've just come back and it's at for another 10 minutes and it's all thickened up, okay? I mean, it's perfect. It looks so delicious. Now I'm gonna put 3/4 cups, not an entire cup, 3/4 of a cup of sugar to add to the sweetness. And if you're using anything else besides koya, unsweetened koya and ricotta cheese, like if you're using milk powder, then you really should watch your sugar because the milk powder is sweet also, so you don't want to overdo the sweetness. That goes in. Now that, my friends, is going to dissolve. So you have to give that a couple of minutes. So we'll give it, like, you know, 10 to 15 minutes for that sugar to dissolve. I'm gonna give that 10 minutes. It's 2:10. I'm gonna keep it on 2. So I'm lowering it a little more than I had it before. So now it's going to be on 2 till the sugar, you see here, the sugar made so much more liquid back into the carrots because they, you know, it melted down. And so we now need to cook that in as well. So that's why we're giving this 10 to 12 minutes so the sugar can melt down and evaporate again. This is just to add more sweetness. The first batch of sugar, again, I told you, is to make the carrot sweet, and then this is just the process of continuing making halwa. I'm going to cover it and we'll come back to it. I just wanted to show you what I'm back at 2:20. We started at 1:10, so you can just tell how long that process is. Here's the sugar. It's still evaporating in there, down into this. Here I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of elaichi powder. If you don't have the powder and you have the seeds, just break them up and blend them, grind them, break them up with your hands. Try to get a powder out of that. And then I took some almonds and pistachio here. I'm just going to break them up lightly. I don't want to mash them. I just want them to be smaller pieces. And then I have some left for garnishing later. But I'm just going to chop these up very lightly, especially so that when you're eating them, you're not getting the entire bite. You get a little bit in each bite. Okay, so once that's broken up, I'm gonna throw that in there as well. Okay, so it smells so delicious. So we're gonna mix that in there now. Okay, you can taste for sugar at this point and just taste how you like the consistency. If it's exactly how you want it. If not, you can add more sugar. You know, I haven't tasted it yet, but I've already put more than a half a cup, 1.5 cup of sugar, so I'm sure it's super sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna let the nuts and the lychee powder and the sugar now cook down, and then we're gonna add our koya and ricotta cheese. Cover it up, give it about 5 to 10 minutes. My heat is on 2, so it's pretty low because they don't want to burn the sugar. Okay guys, look at that consistency there. The nuts and the cardamom have cooked in. You see, when you go like this, you're not going to see as much liquid. I mean, there's still some in there, but you're not going to see as much as you were when the milk was in there. And the carrots all have mushed up and become halwa. Now we're going to add a half a cup of ghee. Here's my ghee. It's desi ghee, a half a cup of that. I'm gonna do it like this so that I can show you guys. Mine have been sitting, you know, mine always stays out on the counter. If yours is cold, it doesn't matter. You just need a half a cup. You can microwave it if you want. Throw that in there. I'm gonna put the phone down, put that all in there, and get right back to you. All right, guys, it's 3 o'clock. I tasted it, tastes amazing, and it's pretty much done. So now goes in everyone's favorite recipe, koya. You're gonna put a half a cup in, and since I had it in a big chunk, I sliced it up so that I have about a half a cup. Now I'm making this to give out as part of an iftar pack, so I'm not going to set it in a nice dish or anything. But if you have leftover koya, crumble it up into little pieces like that, and leave it for your garnishing. But since mine is going in to-go boxes, I threw all my koya in there. I'm gonna let that soak up all the yumminess. That koya really gives a great taste. I might add more. I'm gonna taste it. This is about a half a cup. I might keep slicing and adding because who doesn't love it? So I'll show you. Actually, you know what? Let me add a little bit more. So let me cut a little bit more, just like 5 or 6 more chunks. Again, this is on medium, 2 to 3. I don't want to have it too high. I'm afraid I'm gonna burn my Gajar ka halwa. I keep walking away from it because my kids are homeschooling. So, like, my son will keep calling me for things. So my plan of action for that is leave it super low. I'll take doing it super slowly than burning a whole batch like this that came out so good. Now that koya, so in 2 bags of carrots, I would use half of a bar. So the bar that you get at the grocery store, use about half of it, okay? So that goes in there with the ricotta cheese, so that's already a layer of flavor. And here's our last layer of flavor. Okay, gonna mush it in there. I'll taste it. My husband loves Gajar ka halwa, so I'm gonna have him take a test try too. If he wants me to add more koya, I will. Really, it depends on how you like it. Taste it, see what you like, and I mean, you can't go wrong. Koya is just so yummy, right? So you can't really go wrong. So I would taste it again here and there just to see what flavor profile I'm at and where I stand with the koya and with my seasoning. Here I wouldn't add more sugar. So you did your sugar already. So before you get to the 3rd or 4th step, after you add that second batch of sugar, when that sugar cooks down, you need to taste there for sugar and then adjust. You don't want to adjust it now at the end. It's gonna really add a lot of liquid to this. And then you're gonna have to wait like another hour for that to dissolve. So that process is done, and that's when I add the koya. And I'm going to take a little test try of this. Okay, so let me get some out. It's super hot, but I want to try it. Oh my god, guys, I'm not just saying it. It's so yummy. Sugar's on point, koya's on point, and this is all done. I'm just gonna lower it all the way down to the lowest setting, lower than low, non-existent setting, and cover this up because I want the rest of this ghee that's left over in here to evaporate, and I want the koya to cook in there. Oh my god, it tastes so good. Oops, and cover that up. Okay, it's all done. It's super orange. It's super beautiful. And then I'm gonna start making the little containers for everybody, but also take some out for home. And if you were doing this at home, then you just garnish them with almonds and pistachio to make it look pretty. And then you could put some koya on the side of your tray when you're serving. I'm going to take this out and show you. There it is, folks. That's the container for home. I just garnished with pistachio and almonds on top. And it looks beautiful. Let it cool for a little while. My husband probably won't let that happen. He'll have it right away. But it's beautiful. Enjoy.